a lot of times when I talk to gym, other gym owners, I say, your gym is a bucket, right? That bucket has a certain operational capacity, meaning you can serve so many people. But if you have a hole in that bucket, so think of the water that's going to the bucket. That is your leads. That's your marketing, your advertising. But if there's a hole in that bucket halfway, that as soon as that water hits that level, it's going to start leaking out. Or maybe that hole is at the very bottom where like the leads are, right? And so that you have leads come in, but you have no process on how to manage and follow up with those leads. Usually for me, what I always tell people, actually the biggest value added thing in the up launch is the client experience, because up launch is designed with a framework, and the framework is, we know the first 100 days is so key on helping people build that habit. And if you can get people to be consistent during the first 100 days, you can get them some wins during the first 100 days. You can get them to buy your gear within the first 100 days, send you a success story of like their experience in the first 6 to 8 weeks. Those things improve your retention long term, because I know if I get somebody through 100 days, they're going to be with me for probably 2 to 3 years. But if a subset of those people will not make it through 100 days, and if you look at my lifetime value, that is significantly less if I can't get them consistent in the first 100 days. Just attending 3 classes a week, doing a check-in at the 30-day mark, at the 60-day mark, at the 90-day mark, asking them for that review in the first 100 days. So I think for me, and this is the message I like to teach a lot, the sexy thing is the leads. That's what everybody wants. But if you're losing 10, 15, 20 members a month, and even though if you sell that many, you're still at 0, right? And so if you have that hole in the retention side, that's what needs to be dialed in first. You need to have a clear plan of what you do in those first 100 days. Then you can start adding leads. Then you should look at that lead management process. Like, am I following up with my leads multiple times in that first week? Do I follow up with them in the first 5 minutes that they opt in on my website or view my Facebook ad? Am I doing those follow-up tasks and calls and text messages and all of those things? And so, those are the 2 big areas, I think, the client retention side, as well as like the lead management side. So pick one, focus on that, get that dialed in. And then before you start spending all this money on marketing and have these agencies come through, if you don't have that follow-up process on the lead side, you're just wasting money too. And I can tell you, I think that first 2 years we were open, we had over 1,000 leads from very minimal spend in marketing dollars. I mean, I'm talking a couple $100, because marketing back in 2013 was easy, cheap. It was very cheap. But man, how many people how many of those leads that never made it through my doors, which I know that they could have or should have. So,
yeah, one of the things I've noticed too is that, you never want to have this like fixed mindset when it comes to people in your community where like there's only so many people to go around. But at the same time, you could take a good lead through a bad process, and that person is essentially could be lost forever, right? Because they had a not ideal experience with your sales process, with your class experience, with one of your coaches, something along the lines of the software not being reached out to within the first 48 hours of an inquiry. And that person could be turned off potentially forever from your gym. So yes, there's an abundance of people in our community, but we also want to get into the habit of maximizing every lead that comes into our system. And that's one of the things that UpLaunch has really helped us do very well. And a lot of that stuff is automated in terms of the initial reach out. The app is super easy to start a text conversation with someone. And I mean, I could tell you, we had aspirations to have a really good no sweat intro process at our gym for years. And we tried multiple ways to really dial it in. And we still had so many walk-ins and people that would kind of just bypass our process because they didn't come through the right way. And UpLaunch has been that tipping point for us to finally have that dialed in process where every single person now goes through a no sweat intro. Every single person starts with a few personal training sessions and they have a connection with the coach. And then on top of that, you have the automations of texts and emails and staff tasks that come out in the first 100 days. But now it's allowed us to, because they go into what we call our 40 Days to Fit program, and everybody does that, we have a coach that's responsible for making sure they have a great 40 days, and then UpLaunch helps us facilitate beyond that. So it's been a game changer for us.
Thank you guys for listening to this clip of the 7 Figure Box Show. If you enjoyed this video, please do us a huge favor and smash the like button below and subscribe to our channel. And if you want to see this full episode, head to the link in our description where you can see that full episode. Again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.